Hi, I'm Eebie at Southern Twist Yarns. I'm an instructor here. Today I'm going to be showing you a technique for dropping stitches. The scarf that I'm showing you today is called Drop, and it's just a little fun little scarf, and there are drop stitches that create a wideness in a shawl. And this is a technique that's used in many different projects, but today I want to show you how to actually drop the stitch and not be scared. A trick I've found that helps you keep track of the stitches that you're going to be dropping are to put a locking ring marker on them. And as you're knitting along, just kind of keep moving it up so that you remember which stitch you're going to be dropping. That's the first thing that's going to help you. And as you can tell, I've actually already dropped some of these stitches as I went along. That makes a big difference, and it's also going to make you feel a lot more comfortable. I actually started dropping stitches way back at the beginning of the project, and I was unraveling them as I went along, but I wanted to show you how I do it. As you were coming along, this is the very last one that you absolutely have to drop, because we're getting ready to bind off up here. So as you come along, you're in pattern, and I've been purling on this row, and this next stitch is the one that needs to be dropped. All I'm going to do is just drop it off my needle and let it run intentionally. You can take off your locking ring marker, but this is the important thing. I have to replace the stitch that I dropped. So in this case, I'm just going to do a yarn over, and I'll continue to purl to the end of the row. So let me go ahead and just purl these few little stitches right here, and then I'm going to show you the easy way to drop these stitches, because if I don't go ahead and purl these stitches, they'll drop and run away on me, and we don't want that to happen. So let me just do these last, oops, yep, one more stitch. There's my slip stitch at the end. Slip those, turn it around. All right, so now you've got all these stitches that have just dropped a little bit. So now we're getting ready to drop the next stitch. As you can see, I've been marking it as I've been going along, so I know that this next stitch is the one that needs to be dropped. So as you're dropping your stitches, you can also use a darning needle, and it'll help you pull those stitches out. So just kind of tug on it a little bit, and it'll actually start. See how it just unravels? And then eventually it'll stick because it's got some little bit of wool in it. Pull it out a little bit and pull it down some more. And that's as easy as that. But like I said, every time it gets a little stuck, just kind of pull it out a little bit. And there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our darning needle and get one of the ends in. And we're going to pull it through, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to hide the tail of my yarn from my cast on edge. I'm going to hide it in my tassel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here, and I'm going to go through a couple threads here at the edge of my project. Don't go through just one. You want to go through at least two. Pull it through. And now we're going to just tie a loose knot. The knot itself needs to be tight, but you don't want it snug up next to your knitting. You actually want there to be a little bit of dangly space there. I might do that one more time because you don't want it to come off. Oops, as I'm dropping stuff. One more little half knot. So what I'm going to do next is hide all these ends. I'm going to hide my tail and these two ends that I use to tie my tassel to the end of my project. And actually go down through the middle of your tassel. And pull it through. Hang on to your tassel as you pull it through. There we go. And I'm also going to take that tail now obviously I do not need this long of a tail, so I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this off since I do not need it. That was the tail from our very beginning, and I'm going to also take it right down through the middle of my tassel. And then once they're all down through there, I'll just trim them off right there, and you won't even see any of the ends. And you just keep going, add the rest of your tassels.